Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. My name is Basilisk, I'm still your host, so let's get started. In the last episode, we made our way to the first dungeon, the Spirit's Grave. In this episode, we're gonna make it at least partway through the Spirit's Grave. Now, before we continue on, I do have one thing I want to do. I mentioned during Oracle of Seasons that I had an idea of how I was going to do Dungeons and Zelda games going forward, and I want to try that out really quick. So, let me show you what I mean really quick. Okay, so this is a map of the Spirit's Grave. As you can see, it's pretty much a circle. The point of these little things is to show a critical path. This will help viewers keep a better track of what's going on in the dungeon and what I'm trying to do. Alright, now, that green dot there at the bottom, that is, of course, where we start. That brown dot next to us is the dungeon map. That is going to be our first objective. The purple dot further up is the compass. That is going to be our third objective. Both of these can be gained pretty quickly. The red dot, that is the mini-boss. The gold one is the dungeon item. The white one right next to where we start is the boss key. As you can see, this is a great big circle. And of course, the skull up top is the dungeon boss, and the room at the very, very top is where we ultimately need to go. So as you can imagine by this circular nature, this is going to be a pretty straightforward dungeon. There's only a few side rooms, and most of them you have to deviate into to get keys, with one exception that houses a ring. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this, so let's get to the actual dungeon, huh? Alright, hopefully you all enjoyed that, and it didn't spoil anything. If you'd all rather I don't do that in the future, let me know. Because I won't be making it to the second dungeon in time before this video goes up. So, let's go. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Now, the Spirit's Grave is actually just about the easiest dungeon, one of the easiest dungeons in the series. Get out here. Yeah, loud. Alright, and you might remember that sometimes during Oracle of Seasons, I would get stuck. And I would get stuck like I wasn't familiar with the dungeons. That's not going to be as much of a problem in Ages. Ages is the one I've played through more often than I have, than I have Seasons, so I'm more familiar with this one. Anyways, we want to head over here now. Get rid of this asshole. And this one. And you. Okay, piss off. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a ghost. Come back here, Poe! And that drops a key. Can I not move this? Huh. Oh, well, I guess I overthought that puzzle. Okay, onward. This room. Alright, okay. Over here is the compass. And this wall of little patch of ivy here. You want to burn that with your ember seeds and come in here. I believe there's at least one more snake. No? Okay. Just walk up here and hit that. Yeah. And this opens another chest, which gives you a ring, I believe. Honestly, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of repeat rings in this dungeon. Piss off. Because in this game, because I transferred my rings over from Seasons. And there are other secrets, and there are other things we can do now that we've got a transferred save file. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah, this one. It's another one of these. Oracle of Ages focuses much more on puzzles than Seasons did. So, you will be seeing more complex puzzles in this dungeon than you did in the first game. Okay, I want to head this way, yeah. But they're still pretty easy. Anyways, that opens. Hitting that switch raises a bridge, makes a bridge for us. And you want to come over here and hit a switch. And if you do these in reverse, you won't be, Okay. You'll be able to just turn around and raise the right switch, push the blocks out of the way again. For some reason I had in my head that you couldn't. Anyways, another key. We're now up to 2 again. There we go. And I believe there's one key you can get right at the very beginning of this game, of this dungeon, that I just skipped over completely because we'll have to get it again on our way through. Oh, piss. Alright, I know... Actually, I don't know if there's a key right there. Alright, there's a platform. There's a chest. Ah, gosh, I see. Yeah, you probably guessed in the last episode and are guessing in the process of this one what the dungeon item is. And, yeah. Right, we don't want to go that way yet. We want to go this way. Open sesame. And ghosts! Ah! No, get off. Get off me! Holy crap. I forgot this one did that. Yeah, this guy you just want to swing away at. He's really only a threat if you get caught by his little frickin' mini-boos, like I said. Like I did. Alright, that gives us a free heal and a teleport, which is going to be a very handily placed teleport. And honestly, this is one of the, like I said, this is one of the easiest dungeons in the series. It's entirely possible that I'm going to beat it in one episode. Alright, down. That's where we need to go over there. Right. For the moment I shut down, but this way. Now you can get here pretty much right away from the entrance of the dungeon. There's no real point in doing that because you're gonna have to come this way anyways. In fact, there's no point at all to going left when you start this dungeon. As long as my memory's serving me right. Anyways, here is our dungeon item, the power bracelet. You'll notice an immediate difference from the first game in that this has a level 1 symbol next to it, meaning we will be getting an upgrade to it later on in the game. The dungeon items in this game, a few of them are similar right at the start, like the Rock's Feathers in this one too. But there's some items you won't be seeing. I don't believe the Rock's Cape or the Magnetic Glove are in this one. Anyways, here's a ring. And you want to come down here now. And just push this... Oh, yeah, okay, so you can't get over here. Yeah, like I said, no point in going left because this is the room immediately left of the entrance. And as you can see, all there is a bunch of rocks. Push this out of the way, and here's the dungeon boss key. Yeah, this dungeon's like I said, this dungeon's basically one big circle. Step into this little ring here. This will take us back to the mini-boss's room. And you want to come up here. Okay, yeah. And be prepared for some assholery. These assholes are back. Except now they drop from the ceiling and start growing out of the walls. That's because, I mentioned it I believe, during Seasons, but they're originally supposed to be, 3 Oracle games plus a remake of the original Legend of Zelda for the Game Boy Color. They dropped the remake idea, and a lot of that content wound up in Seasons, which is why so much of Seasons is kind of a retread of the first game, especially the bosses. The third game was supposed to be... Fuck. Oh, well, it's not like I got so far back. The third Oracle game was supposed to be based around color. And was supposed to have a magic paintbrush item. Most of that color element got dropped because having 3 games that were linked like this would have been a nearly impossible task to manage at the time. Although I've considered giving it a go in something like that a go in RPG Maker a few times. Anyways, but most of the color-based puzzles from the third Oracle game wound up in Ages. Ages itself was supposed to have 4 time periods, not 3 or not 2. Instead of past and present, it was supposed to be times a day. But that wound up being deemed too similar to seasons. Fuck me. Alright, and I'll just stop explaining right now. Stop trying to explain. Waste time explaining. But that was decided it would be too close to seasons, so they took the color elements from Ages, or from Oracle of Light, I guess it was supposed to be called, and dropped it down to just 2 time periods in Ages. Anyways, let's fight the boss. This is Pumpkinhead. As you can see, already we're starting off with a unique boss. And already, he's kind of a joke. That's the actual boss right there. Oh, he hit me. Or rather, he walked into me. Again, this guy's pretty easy. Actually, just kind of dopey. Yep, see? I think I took 2 hearts of damage combined throughout that entire fight. Let's grab our heart container. And head up into the next room to get our first essence of time. The Eternal Spirit. My neck itches. Anyways, now we're going back in time. Or not back in time, rather out. Where the Maku Tree will speak to us again. Hey! Yes, I can. But before I go there, I'm going to save the game and end this episode off here. In the next episode, we will... Sorry, I just bumped my mic. Make our way west after I explore the graveyard a bit more to get some stuff we couldn't get before. In the meantime, thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Basilisk, and I will see you all then. Thank you, and good night, folks.